Hola a todos, buenos días, o buenas tardes. So I'm out here pause watering the corn. This is our little corn patch. It's not too big. I'd say, 15 feet by 10 feet at the most. And our corn is doing really well on that side of the field. But then over here on this side, it is not doing so well. And so we thought it was like a watering issue, but we're starting to think that maybe the soil over on this side just doesn't have a lot of nutrients for the corn to grow. We've only been here for 4 months, so we're definitely learning the land and what it needs. And we definitely have some better soil in some parts of our land and not such good soil in other parts of our land. We did spread manure, lots of manure in this area and out in the pumpkin patch. We also watered with seed microbes, organic seed microbes, and we're trying to keep the field as organic as possible. So if any of our fellow homesteaders here on YouTube have any suggestions, we would really, really appreciate it. But again, it was also really dehydrated land because, like I have mentioned quite a few times here, we are in a high desert in Guanajuato. So for a lot of the year, it looks like sand. And then we need to rehydrate it with the water so that it can soak up any of the nutrients that we're actually giving it. So that's what we are doing. We're checking on the corn. Pa's giving them some extra water. We hope that the frost doesn't come too soon. We would really like to have some corn growing to harvest. If it does come too soon, we are going to cut it all and dry it, and then we're going to use the corn stalks as fertilizer for the pumpkin patch for next year. And not just fertilizer, but laying it down in between the pumpkin rows so that we deter the weeds from growing. So either way, the corn that we're growing here is going to really benefit the homestead. So we're just going to try and help it grow as tall as possible. This has been our watering system this year. We have this Tinaco type container where we go to a local well and we pay 15 pesos, which is almost $1, to fill up this with water, and then we use the hose to water the fields. And it has proved very difficult, especially when we weren't getting the rain. It wasn't ideal, so we're going to set up a better system for next year, which I talked about in our last pumpkin video. I also wanted to share the current setup for the chickens. We picked up 5 more egg hens, so now we have 10, and this is their home right here. They have a little chicken coop back there where they sleep during the night. We open this gate up and we let them free range all day long, basically. Our neighbors have a pig pen right over there. The ladies run over there and eat all the flies surrounding the pig pen. We also obviously have this beautiful tall grass and corn with all kinds of grasshoppers and bugs that the chickens like to eat. So currently our ladies are right over there eating as much as they would love. And then when it starts to get colder, and darker in the evenings, then they just waddle up in here and then they go into their home and we close it up for the night to keep the coyotes out of the way. So that's the setup that we have right now. We also had some issues with the ladies because they're getting bigger. They have been flying out of the little chicken run or home that we have for them. So we've been using the black tarp to cover that up as night as well to keep them protected so that they don't try and get out when the coyote and the dogs come out in the evening and that night. So that's what that's there for. It also gives them a lot of shade and a lot of comfort so that they can feel protected. And I also wanted to show you the fruit trees. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're not already a subscriber, subscribe. So our plan is to have an orchard here of fruit trees. So here's the garden all the way over here. And then we have the cornfield right here. And then that's our driveway over there if you can see it. So along the cornfield right here, we wanted to have an orchard. a fruit orchard, so I wanted to show you what we have so far. We have 2 apple trees right here that we planted. We cut them back, and all of a sudden they started sprouting almost immediately more trees, so that's been really exciting. And then over here we have 2 lime trees. We were thinking about what other kind of trees we would like to have here, and we're kind of undecided. We definitely know that we would like some guayabas and maybe a couple pear trees. So here's our lime tree. This one we planted a year ago. He's doing really, really well. And then we just picked this one up a couple of weeks ago when we planted him here. So currently on the homestead here in Guanajuato, 2 lime trees and 2 apple trees. So that's all for this video. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Ay, Rosmio's awake. I better go. We'll catch you on the next one. Adios.